Okay, so guys, I just want to quickly do this recording and only how to edit and structure the articles, because some of you guys who have access to the backend, I have said that part of your responsibilities is to make sure that when you post the articles in the backend, you need to format the articles, and that includes linking the articles, internal linking from one article to another article within the same website, using contextual linking, which I think most of you guys, when I've spoken to you directly, I've shared that. But I've also posted in the group that when you are editing articles, this is the way how you should be doing. My major concern is I think some of you guys, you are using boarding instead of H tags. An H tag is a part of the SEO requirement for Google to recognize the structure of the article. So boarding it as you're doing it in the back end of WordPress doesn't really help as much as if you were adding an H tag. So the most important thing to remember is when we are structuring the article, when we are formatting it, what I want you guys doing is make sure that you are adding H2 tags, H3 tags. Those are pretty much what I would want to make sure that you guys are not forgetting. The H1 is automatically sorted out when we are creating the titles of each and every post, because the title of the article in our setup becomes the H1, and then the following subheadings, those are the ones that you are supposed to structure as an H1 or an H3. Now, as an example, I'm going through this article. What I'm doing is connecting it with other articles that are already published on the website, related categories, but also making sure that I'm adding context to what I'm linking in. The most important thing is knowing how you could do what I just explained, that how you should be adding the tags. For example, if you look at this subtitle here, design and comfort, this is a subtitle of this a headphone model. What I want is the first thing is I want to make sure that there is a space in between the heading as well as and the text. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my cursor at the end of the heading, and I'll press enter. That gives me the space I need here. This this part here, this paragraph is too long, is too big. So the first thing I want to do is to make sure that I split this, but I'm also noticing that there are a few notifications here. Anything that has been underlined here, that it shows that there's a need for me to fix that. I'm using Grammarly to automatically help me when I'm proofreading some of your writings. So as you notice here, you can see that the first letter after the full stop is also a small letter. So I need to sort that out. Add the capital letter, but I also need to space to make sure that I break the article. So what I'm going to do is I put my cursor there and I break the article. That helps me to space the article nice and evenly, to make it a lot easier for my readers to read the content, so that if they are skimming the article, they should be able to get the information they need as quickly as possible. But for SEO purposes as well, and making sure that the article is also broken evenly properly, I have to make sure that this text, which is a subheading, I need to make sure that I create an H tag, and in this case this one would be an H2 tag. So what I'm going to do is I will put my cursor in there, and as you can see, I have this table that appears within the content management system. Where you are seeing this arrow there, this is where you can select which H tag you want to make this text. The moment you bring your cursor over there and click it, this little box pops out. There you can see that it says headings. If I select that one, this changes, and as you can see here, it's showing that that's an H2 tag. So because I wanted to make this text H2 tag, my job on that particular part is done. But I'm not finished yet, because on this particular product model, there is also another subheading at the bottom, and that's this one, design and comfort. So what I need to do is I need to highlight that. It also pops up with the same box, editing options. I click those two arrows there and I select subheading, and here, instead of leaving this as an H2, because the first one here, that's supposed to be H2, but because this is a subheading for this one, this can't be H2, this has to be H3. So what I'm going to do is I'll select there and I'll change it to H3. That's it, I'm done. In this case, unless if I've got anything like, especially like this, I would have to make it an H3 because it's a subheading of the first of the brand product. It's not a subheading of design and comfort. All the titles that are preceding the brand product, they are subheadings for that particular brand product. That's all I need to do. So I have to go through the entire article and make sure that I'm doing that. In this case, if I move to the next product, which is this one, I will highlight it, select my heading, and I'll go there, and you can see it confirms that this is an H2 tag. But this paragraph is also too long. My goal is to make sure at least the paragraph has got one or at least 2 lines. If I can have my way, it has to be at least 2 lines. 3 is not bad, but more than 3-4 lines is not a good look. So in this particular case, I'm going to break the paragraph there, and as you can see here, this one I think needs to be a capital letter there because of this particular place here. So that's all I need to do, and then I need to focus on making sure that I format that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to space that and then make that into an H3, and all I need to do is just to change it here, and then I'll scroll down to noise and cancellation, where I'm also going to space, and I'm going to highlight that and change it into heading, and change the heading there into H3. I'll fix the spelling here and there, and I move on. That's what is needed when you're formatting the article. You're looking at how big the paragraphs and the what you need to sort of like space it out and make it a lot easier for your readers to sort of like be able to engage with your content without having to deal with the overwhelm with the big paragraphs. That's all I want. So you guys, if you have access to the back end of the website and you are formatting articles, this is what I'm expecting. Not putting them in the borders using this, it doesn't help anything in my case, because the whole idea is we want to make the content readable for our viewers, but also benefit from SEO best practices. Adding H tags is one of the most requirements as you are doing your SEO structures of your content. All right. Cheers.